Hello, Biohumans. My name's Tia Mox, and welcome to the 6th episode of the Biohumans podcast. Today, I am here with Ellie, and she's going to tell us about this liver cleanse, which I've heard a little bit about so far. And we keep talking about it, but I have to keep telling her to stop talking so we can talk about it on here. So it's extremely interesting. So first, Ellie, I just want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, and then how you got into biohacking, like where are you coming from?
All right, yep. Well, I am a Pilates instructor. I own the gym with Michael, and I've been interested in biohacking for a few years now. And it all started with David Gillespie's book, Sweet Poison. Yep. That was the first book I ever read, and I started really thinking about how food affects the body, how sugar affects the body and the brain. And then I started looking at my own issues with sugar and decided to go sugar-free. Then we visited low carb. Then we looked into the paleo world. Then we're sort of not so much paleo now, more whole foods, but have literally been looking at how to improve our bodies ourselves, really. We're not relying on doctors, just from the knowledge from the internet and other biohackers out there that just give us great things to pursue and to look at. Yeah. And that's how it all just started, really.
So before that book, Sweet Poison, was it? Yep. What was your diet like before that?
Low fat.
Because you were still into fitness.
Yeah, really into fitness. So I've been into fitness so this was about 6 years ago. Yeah. So we have been interested in biohacking for quite a long time now. But about 6 years ago, I suddenly just read that book and went, whoa, maybe this low fat, calorie counting paradigm or information that we've been given is incorrect. Yeah. You know, that possibly counting calories is not effective or works even, and possibly low fat isn't the way to go. Yeah. That may be looking at it from a different point of view, that maybe it's the carbohydrates or the starches, having too many starches is what's really putting weight on people, really, rather than the fat. And so it just evolved all from there, and we've sort of we went very low carb for a while. I went sugar-free for many years. I didn't let sugar pass my lips for many years. Even fruit. I really was really careful with all of it. And I think I needed to do that in order for me to get really like the addiction away from sugar, because I was a real Freddo frog. 3 p.m. I used to have to go and get a Freddo frog or something, hit so that lots low. Of candy. That's a chocolate bar every afternoon. And I knew with my parents as well, looking at my mother and her family, there was diabetes and hypoglycemia all in that side of the family. Yeah. So for me, it was a real eye opener, and the brain fogging, being a bit brain fogged, and just that, if I have a nap in the afternoon, I would wake up feeling quite shaky and have to have a chocolate biscuit to get the shakiness away. And I knew it was all related to sugar. Yeah. So before that, it was low fat, high carb, and sugar.
Yeah. Okay, so now you've moved off paleo, but you're more whole foods?
Yeah, more whole foods. So if I feel like having some lentils, I will. Yeah. If I feel like having some sourdough bread, I will. Good quality, if I know it's made by the proper fermentation process, I will. But for a long time we were quite strict with all of that, and I think it's just a journey, and you've got to sort of clear the mist in your body in order for you then to be able to feel what feels good and what doesn't feel good. Yeah. So I call it, calming the mist down, calming the fog down. So then when you do eat something, you go, whoa, why do I feel like this? Or I don't feel great, or I've got a headache today, or maybe your knee's hurting a bit more than usual. If you've got, you think, well, what did I eat yesterday? Oh, I ate that. Maybe I'll leave that out and just see how I go. Or maybe I'll try it again and see if the same things happen. So, and this is when we take responsibility for our own, because everybody's different. We're all different. Not one thing fits all. And so it's just a journey of self-discovery of how can I be in this quite toxic world maneuver around it. It's like being in the jungle, but in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, how can I maneuver around this very toxic world and keep healthy and not have these degenerative diseases?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's one thing I realized as soon as I started cleaning up my diet is I started to get a lot more sensitive to certain things.
Yes.
Like my mum would make a sandwich and I'll have normal bread and I'll be on the couch for hours just not feeling well.
And that is a gift.
Yeah.
I feel that is such a gift. When that happens, you go, oh, thank you, body. Great. Now I know.
Yeah.
Rather than going, you know, my body, it's not. Your body is like, it looks after you. I mean, I'm quite a spiritual person, so I think the body is there to house the soul.
Yeah.
So its whole purpose is to look after your soul and your spirit. And so, you know, you treat it with respect. It's doing a great job, you know. So once you've cleared that mist, as you say, you know, you're able then to really notice when things bother you.
Yeah.
And as I say, you know, that's a plus.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so this liver detox, this is a detox. So you've done quite a few different detoxes before, and this is like the most extreme one?
This is the most extreme. The protocol I follow is the Amazing Liver and Gallbladder Flush by Andreas Moritz.
So how did you find out about this? Were you searching for this?
I can't actually remember, but it's a little bit like the cleaner I get, the more intuitive I get.
Yeah.
So the you know, the more I eat clean, I go to bed early, I can sort of tap into my own sort of gut feeling, if you like. So some people don't like the word intuition, but gut feeling where, oh, you know what, that sounds pretty good. So I actually can't remember how I came across his protocol, but I think what I must have done is I've always had a feeling, along with my sugar, you know, not being great with sugar, I've always had a feeling that my liver didn't function very well indeed.
Yeah.
So, for instance, my eyesight has always suffered. And if you look into Chinese medicine, they have the belief, or they have this, or they say that the liver is, your eyes are attached to the liver. So if your eyes are poor, then it's most probably attached to a liver that doesn't function very well.
Well, I think foods that they recommend for the liver, also foods they recommend for good for eyesight as well.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they do link.
They do link. So I like to take things from many different modalities and have a look and what especially if they're ancient. If they're ancient, I really sit up and listen. And so, yeah. So you know, there was other things as well. You know, whenever I had liver enzyme tests done, my bilirubin was always a little bit on the high side.
Yeah.
But everybody used to tell me not to worry about it. But I was like, but why is it like that? You know, so alcohol and coffee, I could never take a lot of.
Yep.
You know, they'd really impact me quite harshly. So I always knew that maybe my filter, my liver, because we've got all filters in our body, our lymph nodes, our lungs, our kidneys, our gallbladder. I'm not sure whether we should put gallbladder there, but definitely our bowel system. That's all part of filtration for the body.
Yeah.
So, and that is key for health. This is why we detox. We detox to clear the system, clear the filters, so everything just runs a lot smoother, like clearing a pipe out, if you like. I know it sounds quite simplistic, and so I knew that my liver was probably a little sluggish.
Yeah.
So then I investigated liver cleansing. Then I looked, you know, I came across this because I do a lot of research, and as soon as I saw it, I thought, yes, that's something I want to do. But it is quite a detox.
Yeah.
It takes quite a long time so the actual detox doesn't take that long, but you have to do it over and over and over again every month until you finish the protocol.
Yeah.
And then after that, he suggests that you do it every 6 months for the rest of your life anyway, just to keep you nice and clean. So I got the book and I held on to it and I reread it for about 2 years before I decided to do it. Because I knew once I did it, that was it. And it was Michael that said, hurry up and do it. You keep talking about it, just do it.
Yeah.
And so I went, right. And I just plunged and I did it because I know once I started, I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
So it's not something I could just do once and then go, oh no, it wasn't for me. You had to keep going.
Yeah, even if you didn't like your first experience.
That's right. So because even though I didn't like my first experience, but my first experience with it, I actually backed it up with another cleanse. So I came off one detox and into this one straight away, and I think it was too much for my body.
Oh, okay.
It was too much for my body. I didn't know what was happening. My electrolytes were out. I felt dizzy. I actually even took myself myself to emergency. Because I actually thought, what have I done to, I didn't know what was going on. I felt really dizzy, unwell. But I actually think it's because I ran it off the back of another detox, which I shouldn't have done.
And I heard you didn't tell emergency the reason why.
No, I just told them, no, I didn't need any judgment. I didn't need anyone, you shouldn't be doing this. Because the West would go, what in heaven's name are you doing? Why are you doing that to yourself? So I didn't want any judgment. So I just said to them, look, I've had gastritis. I've gone to the toilet a lot. I've lost a lot of fluid, and they pumped me with electrolytes. So they're fluid again. They put me on a drip. They tested all my electrolytes. Told me actually I was perfect. No, you're fine. And I just went home, and that was all right. Yeah. So I just needed that reassurance.
Yeah.
So So that's what. Yeah.
Okay, so you got the book.
I got the book.
So what is the end result with this cleanse?
The end result is Andres Moritz, and there's another lady out there who I think she's actually passed away, called Hulda Clark.
Yeah.
They're of the belief, and many other people are, and if you Google it, you will find many articles on the liver detox, this liver detox protocol. Yeah. Hulda Clark's is a little bit different, but very similar. And primarily what they believe is that the liver can get clogged up with liver stones.
Yeah.
Gallstones, but in the liver. Most people only know about gallstones in the gallbladder, but actually more frequently you get stones in the liver.
Yeah.
And they actually block the liver ducts, therefore your liver function is not that great.
Yeah, so I saw a couple of photos of the stones. Can they see these stones through ultrasound and scans?
Apparently not. You can't, because they're made of cholesterol, they're made of organic and some non-organic matter.
So it just looks like food or something in there.
Yeah, and they don't, and I actually don't, I'm not a medical person, but I actually don't know what it is about the ultrasound that can't see it. And maybe a doctor would sit here and tell me. And I know there's articles on the website saying that the stuff that comes out is actually the product of the olive oil that you drink. So I'll go that into, or the product of what you drink to actually,
create that.
So, there are some people that say, I have these analysed, and they're soapstones. They call them soapstones. But I have read I've been on a website where people like me that do this it's called Cure Zone, and they put on there all their issues with it, their problems, but also their good things, and other people help them out.
Yeah.
Because there's no doctor you can go to do this. So you've got to really rely on the community that do this. And I've read that some people say, well, explain to me that I actually started passing these stones before I even took the olive oil.
Yeah.
As soon as I took the Epsom salts, which I'll talk about in a moment, I started passing these stones. So how can I pass these stones before I've even taken the olive oil?
Yeah.
So, but fundamentally with all of these things, if you actually feel benefit from it afterwards, it doesn't matter what medical person says anything to you.
Yeah.
Or it's not provable, it's they're soapstones or whatever. If you actually in yourself feel, oh my goodness, I actually feel much better from doing this, then you should do it.
Yeah.
You shouldn't let anyone put you off. And there is a community out there that strongly believe in this anyway. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go through the process. Just bring the mic a little bit closer to your mouth.
So the process is
it's a 1 week every 6 weeks.
What you have to do first is you've got to maybe on the Sunday night, let's call it the Sunday night, you start drinking malic acid.
Yep. So what is malic acid?
Malic acid you find in apple juice.
Yep.
You find in dark cherry juice, and you can also take it as a powder as well.
Yep.
So that malic juice, what it does, it actually starts making those stones soft.
Yeah.
So when you pass them easily.
Okay.
So that's the purpose of the malic acid. So because I don't like an enormous amount of sugar, I actually go for the sour cherry juice, because you have to drink a lot less quantity of that than the apple juice
How do
in
you
order
get
to get the
the
same effect.
Where do you get the cherry juice from?
Oh, just health food shop.
Oh, okay.
I get an organic sour dark cherry juice from the health food shop.
Yeah.
And pure dark cherry, nothing else in it. No
Yeah.
concentrate, no nothing. It says in the back it should just go 100% sour dark cherry juice. And I drink it's about 120 mils a day, and I sip it throughout the day.
Yeah.
So it's actually not a huge amount. If I was to drink apple juice, I've never done it, but I think it's over a litre or even a litre a day.
Can you drink it all at once, or do you have to sip it throughout the day?
No, sip it throughout the day is best because you want them to be softened slowly
Yeah,
through.
okay.
You want to drip feed it.
Yeah.
So I do that every day. So starting the Sunday, I do it every day until the Friday. So along in that week, so that's the prep during the week along with vegetarian. You try and eat minimal stuff that's going to produce a lot of bile.
So easy foods to digest, so no heavy meats.
Easy food to digest that you don't need a lot of bile production to break down.
Yeah.
So protein, animal protein requires a lot of bile production. So you can have fats as well, but just try and keep your food light throughout the week. Then on the Friday, I go to have a colonic. So a colonic is where you go to a hydrocolonic, I think it's called, where they use water to flush out your colon.
Yeah.
So I go to a lady close to me here because you have to visit them twice in that weekend period. So on the Friday, I'll go and have a colonic. I will go at about midday after work. I'll finish my day early. I'll go and have a colonic. I'll have that. I'll eat extremely light on that day.
Yeah.
Like steamed vegetables that day till 1 p.m. So I'll have my colonic and then I won't eat till after that. So what the colonic does, it clears the passageway ready for the flush.
Yeah. I think I've seen a video once on it. So I know that sometimes there's some places you can go to where the person does it for you and others where you kind of do it yourself.
Yes. I prefer her to do it for me.
Yep.
And the colonics themselves have been a real eye-opener to me.
Yeah.
Because I always felt a bit blocked right under my rib cage at the top of my stomach. And so I actually remember the flush, the colonic, where that block was broken through.
Yeah.
And a lot of gunk came out. I'm sorry to be so specific, but colonics actually aren't used enough, I don't think. I think because we're in a very toxic world. And as I said, it's one of our filtration systems, the colon.
Yeah.
Got to, keep it clean, keep it clean with food, with water, with good quality water. But also colonics are very useful.
Is it like, is it painful at all?
No, not painful.
Do you feel it?
You feel it. You feel the filling up with water, and then you'll feel the water coming out again.
Okay.
You'll feel it. So, and she has a screen, so it's really interesting. I used
You
to
can
call
actually
it.
watch it.
Yeah, you watch it. And
Yeah.
so it's disappointing now because I actually don't have a lot of interesting stuff coming out. And she said, this is good. I don't believe you want to see interesting stuff. Because I used to watch, I've seen parasites coming out.
Oh, wow.
And we all have parasites. I've seen a lot of mucus coming as well, a lot of plaquing mucousy sort of things. I've seen a lot of dark sludge coming out. I'm so sorry if this is putting anybody off. But in a way for me, it is even cleansing me in that soul level too.
Yeah. And how much are they to go do?
They're in Australia here, they're about $100 a session. So I go and have that done.
Yeah.
Then at 6 p.m. that night, I take some Epsom salts in some water.
So these are ones you can drink, because the normal ones you put in the bath, that's a different Epsom salt?
No, this is what the Epsom salts are. I'm trying to find magnesium citrate. Oh, no, you can take magnesium citrate. So the Epsom salts that I bought, I literally bought them from the health food shop. It said pure Epsom salts. And I think their Epsom salts are magnesium sulfate.
Does it have to say like oral consumption on it?
No, I've never found one in Australia that says that.
Okay.
When I say Australia, where I've seen in the health food shop. So I've just picked ones that says magnesium sulfate on it. There's nothing else in them. They're just Epsom salts.
Yeah.
That's what you want. Something that just says ingredients, magnesium sulfate.
Okay.
It would be good if you could find some. The ones that I've bought haven't adversely affected me, so I assume they're fine.
Yeah. And how's it taste?
Revolting.
Yeah.
revolting.
And how much do you have to get down?
You have to get down. So I make up 710 mils of it.
So it's like a cup and a half.
Yeah, like 710 mils.
cups.
But that is split into 4. So I take it in 4 lots. I take a little less than he recommends. I take 3 tablespoons in that, not the 4, because I'm quite a light person.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, I'll just take it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So I drink the first of 4 at 6. I then drink the second of 4 at 8. And then at 10 o'clock is where I take a mixture. I drink a mixture of olive oil and grapefruit juice.
Yeah. So Michael said it was a lot of olive oil. How much?
A lot of olive oil. So the amount of olive oil we got is 120 mils of olive oil.
Yeah.
Okay, and the grapefruit is 180.
So you mix them together? They separate?
You mix them together. So what I do is literally at 8:45.
Yeah.
9:45, so before 10. And you really have to do this exactly how he says.
Yeah.
He has always said that. You follow my rules exactly and you will be fine. Deviate and I can't tell you, you might find something doesn't feel quite right. You might vomit, you might feel terrible. So literally at 9:45, I go into the kitchen and I squeeze my grapefruit juice out. I fill up, I put the olive oil into a jar, put the grapefruit juice into the same jar, take it upstairs with me to my bedroom with the lid on. And then he wants you to actually drink it standing up next to your bed. And as soon as you've drunk it down, and you don't have to gulp it down, but you've got to drink it down. You can't sort of sip it.
Is it hard to get down?
I don't mind it. The truth is now, olive oil for me signals in my brain flush.
Okay.
So the smell of olive oil for me has sort of changed in my body a little bit. I get a little bit like all the flush, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that I love the taste, but I also don't dislike the taste, especially with the grapefruit in it. It's sort of like a salad dressing.
Okay.
Some people cannot stomach it. Now, in the book, he does give alternatives, or he gives little, if you can't stand the olive oil, then you can do this or that or the other. So I haven't read that bit because I don't have any problem. But I would always suggest to anybody that was going to do this to get the book and to read it themselves. Yeah. It's really important that you know exactly what you're doing. So after I've drunk it down and I've lain down, he gets you to lie on your back with your head propped up and some pillows, and you stay without moving for half an hour with your head propped up on your back, and you just wait there. And that's really important that you do that.
So no moving around.
No moving around. Go into a meditative state and set your intention. Yeah. Set your intention of what you want the flush to be. Whatever you like. I want it to cleanse me of stress, emotions, anxiety. I just want a great flush. I want loads of stones. It doesn't really matter. Just set an intention.
I feel like I'll be laying there saying, don't throw up, don't throw up, don't throw up.
Well, I have felt sick on a couple of occasions where I felt as though I'm going to vomit in the night. But then there's been some that I haven't. And I really don't know why. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. So this is, I actually do one next weekend, not this weekend, next weekend. And it will be my 7th one.
Well, are you finding, or maybe the ones where you feel sick, is there more stones that time? Like, is there a correlation between that? Because maybe you got like more issues.
It's funny. I'm not a great writer down of experiences, and which I should have really. But it could be because I have had some. My third flush was like my biggest crop. I couldn't believe how many stones came out. But that did also correlate with my best colonic as well, where a lot of stuff came out. So after I've taken that and I've laid down for half an hour on my back, I then can lie on my side, take the other pillow away so I'm not so propped up, lie down and go to sleep. Yeah. And just sleep. And normally I do sleep quite well. Now, sometimes in that sleep, I will have quite vivid dreams, which is really interesting. Yeah. I have quite a few vivid dreams, and I don't know if it's something to do with that release of stones.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, that's cool.
I'll have really quite vivid dreams. And dreams that sort of are like, a bit like messages, they're so strong that I wake up and I go, whoa. So in the morning then I get up. I usually get up at about 5:30, 6. Yeah. Sometimes I'll start going to the toilet then, because it comes out in your, and you're pretty much water by then. I'll have my third lot of Epsom salts at 6, my next lot of Epsom salts at 8, and then at 10 o'clock I can eat something light if I wish.
So if it starts to come out in the morning,
Yes.
do you still take the Epsom salts?
Yes, you have to take your 4. It dilates those the gallbladder. What it does, it allows for the bile to really rush out.
Yeah.
So it dilates those bile passages.
Okay.
So that's what you want. You want to flush out the bile in order for you to produce better bile as well. Your body produces bile all the time, but it's the pathways that they go through that you're trying to clear out.
Yeah. Okay. So how many have you done now?
This is going to be my 7th one. So I've
7.
done 6.
And how many, like, on average does it take people?
It can take some people 30.
Yeah.
It takes some people 12. Some people 6.
Okay, so it's a good, like, year commitment you got to, like, set up for.
Yeah, absolutely. And then what comes out are the stones in the toilet. And it's a really good idea to look at what comes out. And in the book, they show you several pictures of what different things that might come out. Some people have parasites, like huge parasite tapeworms that come out.
Really?
Yeah. Some people have black stones. Some people have white. Some people have green. Some people have yellowy. My last flush, they were green inside but quite yellowy on the outside. So I'm wondering if they're older ones. Yeah. I really don't know. You know, they say that they could be older ones, those, the greener, fresher looking ones, and they are bright green.
Yeah, I saw a few pictures. They're really
they are bright green, some of them. And that's why I don't think it's actually to do with the olive oil, because you get different colour stuff come out all the time.
Yeah.
You get a lot of chafe coming out, a lot of broken up bits, you know, little crystals coming out. You'll get, all sorts coming out. It's really quite interesting. Really quite interesting.
When you, like, see the photos of the stones and the fact that you could do that 12, 20 times, makes you think how clogged up we all are.
Yeah, how clogged up.
And it's a little bit kind of gross to think that all that's inside of our body.
Mm.
Like, you'd want to kind of flush it out.
Yeah, you want to. And you want to detox, not constantly, because you can't detox all the time. Sometimes you have to nourish and then you have to detox, and nourish and detox. But detoxing has been with humans for eons, ages. You know, in religion, they put it into their religion of fasting. You know, fasting is a way of detoxing. Yeah. And so, juicing and now with cancer, they're seeing that. In fact, in Andreas's book, it actually he describes a male friend of his, a man that had cancer that was going to do the liver detox, ended up dying beforehand, and his liver was apparently full of these liver stones. His liver was so compacted that, as I said before earlier in the piece, it's all about our filtration systems. We've got to keep everything running smoothly. Yeah. So, and not clogged up.
Yeah, I guess if your liver's clogged up, then you're not getting all the healthy nutrients in your body.
Nothing.
Then whenever you're trying
there's not enough bile. You know, one of the other reasons I did it is because I was getting, and again, extremely graphic here, but I was getting like mucus in my throat after I ate certain foods. Yeah. And of course I went to the Andreas Moritz book. I always do. This is whilst I had it over the 2 years. And of course, not enough bile being produced to break down my food. So then my stomach was reacting in some way, and I was getting like a backwash effect from the mucus in my stomach up to my throat. Yeah. Because there wasn't enough bile to break down. Now that was the first thing that went. I didn't, after the first flush, my digestion got a lot better. Yeah. So I found my eyes have got better. So I always say to people, I find that after I've done the flush, it feels as though I have had a little person come behind my eyeball, my eyes, and sort of Windex my eyes clean, from the inside out. Yeah. It's as if the windows have been cleaned and the colours are so much brighter. Yeah. I remember the first time I thought, colours are so bright. I didn't realise. That's because cool. The liver does, the liver being clogged up does create a film over your eyes. Yeah. I believe.
Wow. Okay. I completely forgot what my question was about to be. So how do you feel, like, when do you feel good? Is it straight away after you
No,
get
I
it all out of
never
your system?
feel great. I feel a bit euphoric on the Sunday, so I do the flush. Well, the flush really is the Friday night, 10 p.m. That's the flush. Expelling on Saturday is part of the flush, but it's not what is called the flush.
Yeah.
You know, the flush has already happened, really. Now you're just expelling out whatever the flush produced. Sunday I feel quite euphoric.
Yeah.
I feel really upbeat and happy. Monday I go for another colonic. That's really important to do that, just to tidy up what's left.
What's the difference in the first and second colonic? Is there like a huge difference in what comes out?
Second colonic, because now, not before, but now it's like so uneventful. There's hardly anything, you know, because I've cleaned myself out as well.
Yeah.
So he recommends that you have the first one to clear the way and the second one to tidy up, to make sure you've left no stones stuck in you, because they, you know, they can cause you a little bit discomfort apparently.
Have you had any stones stuck in you when you've done that?
No, I've not felt that. But what I do feel now, as soon as I start having the sour dark cherry juice, I actually start feeling pinching in the liver area. It's as if my liver knows what's coming now.
Yeah.
And the body's very good. You know, it's really quite clever. It's got an intelligence of its own. So it will start pinching. It's as if it sort of starts dumping already.
Yeah.
And now when I have my colonics now, sometimes I actually will see quite a green hue coming out in the water. And it's as if bile is already being released and toxins from the liver from just the sour cherry juice. It's as if the body sort of knows, okay, I know what's coming up now. I know what she's going to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people suffer from like fatty liver disease or have fatty livers and stuff.
This would be brilliant for them to do.
Yeah, so what does the book suggest for people with things like that? Is this recommended for a lot of people with fatty liver disease?
Fatty liver disease, people with no gallbladder.
Yeah.
Still recommended. People with gallbladder issues, recommended. Children, you know, it says it's even, you know, there is a protocol for children that you should follow. But even for children, if you feel children are just quite toxic.
Yeah.
You know, some kids are now born with very sluggish systems.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've even recommended it for children. I mean, I have a 13-year-old daughter who, you know, her detox pathways aren't that good. I can see because, you know, any chemical that she's exposed to, she feels it, you know, she feels quite unwell. And so would I be confident to do it with her? Yeah, I think I need to finish it first for me. Get her a little bit older, then ask her whether she'd like to do it or not. Because you've got to own this.
Yeah.
You can't make someone do it for you or do it, you know, make you do it. You've got to own it because it is a true commitment.
Yeah, I think also seeing you go through it 7 to 20 times, she's going to get quite used to it and see like the ups and downs and know exactly what to expect.
Yeah, and what to expect. But saying that, everybody is different. So what I've experienced might be different to what somebody else has experienced. So you asked me if I felt good straight after. By about the Monday, the Tuesday, sometimes my eyes will get very dry.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, I got a bit worried and I went to the optometrist. She goes, you've got very, very dry eyes. But I know that only lasts a couple of days. It's only because the liver has been like, it's like an operation in a way. You know, it's been cleaned up inside, so the eyes suffer straight away.
Yeah.
But then my eyes get moist again. No problem at all. And in fact, they're better than ever now.
Wow. It's like a full, like everyone that does detox, it's like, oh, I just stick to it for like 10 days. It's like a full commitment.
It's a full commitment.
Yeah.
So, you know, I actually thought that the one previous to this one that I've just done, so number 5, I actually thought, I didn't get much out. Maybe I've only got a couple more, but last time I got quite a bit out again.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I have no expectation of time. I don't say, oh, it's going to take me 12. I actually don't know how long it's going to take me. I don't know how many. My body will let me know. And so I've let go of the expectation of, you know, how long do I have to do this for?
It must be quite satisfying when you do get a big chunk out. It must feel like a relief that it's
my
all
poor
out.
daughter, come and look. And she goes, do I have to? And I go, yes. And then she won't. She goes, I don't want to. So I take photos sometimes for, you know, people that are interested.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it is brave. I do feel brave doing it. I don't have anyone else around me that's done it. I've followed it from a book and my community that I have on the internet.
Yeah.
And as I said that first time, I did take myself off to hospital.
Yeah.
But I wasn't scared. I didn't go, oh my God, what have I done with, what have I done in the sense of I'm never going to do this again. It's like more, okay, what's happening? Because I've got to know so I'm prepared for the next time.
Yeah. Okay, so what happens if you decide to stop now and not continue?
Well, Andreas actually says now, and I would agree with him, because last month I actually left it for 7 weeks in between, which
Instead
is
of 6.
far too long. Instead of 4.
Oh, instead of 4, okay.
I think I was 6 or 7 weeks because of circumstances, holidays. My colonic lady moved premises, so it just got pushed out. And I started feeling the effects of what he says. That's why he says you've got to do exactly what I say, because if you don't, then, things, and everybody's different. So I got very sensitive to coffee. Very. Coffee would put me on a high. It's like my body could not take even an ounce of caffeine.
Yeah.
I don't drink, but we went on holiday. I don't drink normally, but I did have a glass of wine, and holy macaroni, I felt as though I'd had a bottle of wine. Very agitated, bad-tempered. So in Chinese philosophy and medicine, they believe that liver is the seat of anger.
Yeah.
And so if you find you hear actually the old saying, oh, he's very bilious. I think the word is bilious, meaning that someone is quite angry, and it's connected to the bile. Yeah. Okay. So liver is the seat of anger, and I felt angry. And I don't even know why I felt. I felt very agitated, very angry, very anxious, and I was just dying for it. I thought, oh my God, I have to. And as soon it's like someone takes off the valve, and I'm fine again.
Well, that would make sense why there's so many angry people in our society. Everyone's got clogged up livers.
They're all clogged up with their livers. Their livers are just too overburdened. And yeah.
So do you think your partner will ever try this? Is Michael interested?
Michael, I don't think he's interested. And you've got to be interested. Like I said to you, it was like a calling for me. He did have to push me to do it.
Yeah.
For me, it was like, it's going to disrupt. There's going to be a financial thing involved with the colonics twice a month. And so I had my own silly issues with it. Yeah. So I was brave enough to do it. Yeah. It was more that, I was going to actually, I needed him to go, just do it. Don't worry about anything. Just do it.
Yeah,
we all
need that support.
We're all the support there for you. Just do it. Yeah. I believe in you.
And you need to know that if you have to be home at a certain time to do something, or if you can't go out, he needs to be on your side.
And you cannot leave the house on that Saturday. Yeah. You can't. You cannot.
Stay in and just relax.
You have to stay near the toilet, because you will do about anywhere from 15 to 20 visits to the toilet in that period. Oh, wow. So from about 8 a.m., 9 a.m., or even 6 a.m., right through to about 5 p.m., 6 p.m., I'm passing stones. Yeah. And then even the next morning, this last time, even the next morning on a Sunday, I was still passing a couple of stones.
Wow. Okay. It's intense.
It's intense, yeah, but a fabulous journey that I wouldn't swap for the world.
Yeah.
And for me, it's been fantastic, not only my health, but even just spiritually, I find, it's been... And I don't even know what I mean by that, but I just feel more loving, more caring, more patient, more accepting.
Also more accepting knowing that everyone's got clogged up livers, which is why they're angry.
Yeah. So it's helped me on multi-levels.
Yeah. Okay, so on the topic of detoxes, what other detoxes have you done?
Saunas.
So is that a regular detox?
I try. I like to have... 1 minimum a week. I like to have 3 a week. I try to do them daily, but I do get cramping a little bit if I do them daily. But it's interesting, actually, because I think the more I detox my liver, I don't think I would get so much cramps. Yeah. Because I think I actually hold on to minerals much better. So it'd be interesting, actually, maybe if you ask me again, because I'm going to try and do them daily. The only problem is that when I'm doing the liver detoxing, I don't want to dehydrate myself too much beforehand. Yeah. Because of so it's a bit start and stopping my sauna.
Or maybe just take a week off for that, like 1 week, what would be most of an issue. Or you you do like regularly for like 2 weeks is
That's
full
right.
on.
Exactly.
And then
That's
cut
what
down.
I'm doing. And then I cut down. And that's what I do because I don't want to dehydrate myself too much. So I do the saunaing. What else do? I do coconut pulling.
Yep.
You know, my mouth. I do tongue scraping.
Yep. The couple of things I'm into now.
The tongue scraping and the coconut pulling. That's great. I also start the day after I've brushed my teeth. I've scraped my tongue. I've oil pulled.
Yep.
I will then have 2 huge glasses of water.
Yep.
So I was having them with lemon water, but I used to have amalgams in my teeth, which I've had taken out. But the new resin that I have doesn't like lemon water, which is
like
really
the citrus. Just
which is
irritates
really upsetting.
Okay.
So anyway, I've sort of let that go for a while. I've let the lemon water go, but I do have water. I have big drinks of water.
Is it warm, room temperature?
It's warm water,
Yep.
2 big glasses of water, and then I will start my day. That is my morning ritual. And I got that from the Ayurvedic or the Vedic practice, Indian medicine. So they're very into that morning ritual of just cleansing the mouth and cleansing the body with water in the mornings.
Yeah. With the oil pulling, I was actually tempted to get like my whole family like the copper wire things for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, they all need to start doing it. So I was like, would it be a weird gift? Because I saw some online and you get like colorful handles and you like get cute ones.
Yes.
So I was like, would it be a weird gift to give everyone that and like a jar of like sesame oil or coconut oil for Christmas?
Yeah.
Put a little bow on it.
My dentist, because I always try and find practitioners that think along the same lines as me. So my dentist is very into coconut pulling. He actually recommended that coconut might be better than black seed.
Yeah.
Although the Ayurvedic tradition is black seed oil.
That's because it was more accessible and cheaper.
Possibly.
Yeah. But coconut oil gets like the teeth whitening benefits and stuff like that. So yeah, I like rotate between the two.
Yeah, good idea.
Because sometimes I don't want the black seed like oil taste. It does have a little bit of an aftertaste, whereas the coconut oil doesn't.
Yeah.
But the coconut oil sometimes it's hard to not want to swallow. Because
Yeah.
you used to like I used to eat it on like a spoon and stuff.
And that's so good for you.
So
That is
sometimes I
good.
tell myself, no, don't swallow it.
Don't swallow it. Yeah. So I do that. What else do I do? I do a little bit of rebounding, bouncing on a little trampoline. That's really good for detoxing as well.
Yep.
Movement, a bit of yoga. I do the yoga, but I do it primarily for detoxing.
Yeah.
All that twisting motion is great for detoxing the body. I'm trying to think what else I do. Food for me, like cleansing food.
You have a lot of probiotics.
Yeah, I make the kefir or kefir, some people call it, the grains. So I make a milk kefir with raw milk. I'm able to get that, even though I'm meant to bath in it, according to the Australian government. I actually do drink it, and I make the kefir, and we have it every day.
Yeah, so you gave me the kefir grains.
Yes.
They've like tripled in size and I've got way too many now.
Yeah.
So I need to find someone to give some grains to.
And it's great to share if you can, but if you can't, you might have to flick them, which is sad.
I've been having it for breakfast every morning, and then this morning I didn't have it because I got home really late last night, so I didn't make it yesterday because I wasn't home. Yeah. And I was like upset. I was like, no, I wanted it for breakfast, so I could like enjoy the habit, and it's so quick and easy since it's already prepared.
Yeah, it's really quick and easy, and often, I will even have a glass of it as a snack in the afternoon. So it's really good before you go to bed because it has tryptophan in it, and tryptophan really relaxes the body. It's got lots of vitamin B's in it. And if you double ferment, which we haven't spoken about yet, if you double ferment it, where you leave it, so you take the grains out, then you put the lid on it and leave it on the counter for another 12 hours, even the probiotic factor of it even increases. You get more strains of bacteria in there.
Okay. That's interesting. I haven't drunk it yet. I've just been having it like with oats and then putting it in the fridge. Yeah. And then it's kind of like a thicker yogurty type of dish,
and it's always good with those things to go slow, not to go gun-ho, because it is a bacteria, it is a live thing, and you just got to just make sure you go nice and easy and slow, because a lot of people get a bit of a hexamere reaction, which is where, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, it is incorrect, but it's along those lines. It's a detox reaction with it. Some people where the body just has this massive shift, and some people get achy joints, they have flu-like symptoms with it. because it's something foreign coming into your body and sort of maybe keeping the peace in your tummy, trying to sort of get everybody who shouldn't be rearing the ugly head to calm down a bit and sort of making your bacteria a more your ecosystem in your intestines a bit more balanced.
Yeah, take your time when it comes to anything detox. Everyone
detox,
likes to go 100% in. Like, they're going to say, I'm going to sauna every single day, and if they miss a day, they give up. Like, they don't like it.
No.
And then the same as this, they feel crappy once, they just won't touch it again.
They won't touch it again. And sometimes it's your body just, they call it a healing crisis.
Yeah.
Where your body actually goes into a bit of a crisis while it's trying to heal.
Yeah. Okay, so you've been sitting on this detox for like 2 years before you gave it a go. Yep. Is there any other detoxes that you want to do in the future that you've been kind of looking into, or you read a bit about, that you're like, I might move on to that one day or try?
More than meditation, which is not a detox, I know, but I'm actually
it's a biohack. Still biohacking.
Yeah, so it's a biohack. So my next thing that I want to do, I've actually got to apply to go on the 15th of October for a 10-day silent retreat in Pomona here up at the Sunshine Coast. So I'm going to give that a go.
Yeah.
So your last podcast really inspired me to just do it, because I've also been talking about that for a couple of years.
I need to introduce you to Steve.
Yeah.
When he comes back from I told him when he comes back, we're going to meet up and chat.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure I introduce you to.
Yeah, because I found him really interesting, and there was a lot of stuff that he was saying that I can really relate to.
Yeah, you guys will get along
really align to, because I think all cleansing work, whether it's emotional cleansing, physical cleansing, takes you to another place.
Yeah.
It really does. And so, so that's my next thing. I'd like to do a juice fast one day, see how that goes.
I did 2 months juice fasting like years ago as like my weight loss. I actually only got about a month and a half, but I did lose like a lot of my weight on it, which was really good. It actually wasn't too hard.
It wasn't too hard, yeah.
But I wasn't into exercise.
I would go vegetable juicing. I can't do it.
Yeah, it was all vegetable juicing.
Yeah, I can't do fruit.
I actually stuck to one recipe the whole time. It was just one juice that I made, and it was like the one recommended. It did have like apple in it and lemon, but the rest was like ginger, celery, and kale. Yeah. Oh, and cucumber. Yeah. So yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
So me and juicing, I've not really done it much. I'm not even now do I have a vegetable juice. Maybe I should include that. Yeah. Just to get more nutrients into me. But I can't think of anything else that, I do like the saunaing. I'm taking that hemp oil as well. I'm taking that hemp oil, which also helps with inflammation and detoxing.
Yeah. So the non-psychoactive oil?
Non-psychoactive, It's called cannabis hemp oil, but the THC is very low in it. So I am doing that, and I found that is really good as well. I found that really, like, my eyesight has really improved with that, because I think it just lowers inflammation down.
Okay, perfect.
Brilliant.
So no other detoxes that you got in the future? That's a good list so far.
Yeah. No, so far I'm just on this. It might come, you know what I mean? It will just suddenly present itself to me.
Well, then after the silent retreat, you'll probably like talk to people and go try a new thing or go longer.
Yeah, that's right. And it's just that, it just when one thing leads you to the next, to the next, to the next. Yeah. So your podcast I really started looking at, right, I really want to do this now. Yeah. So I thought, he went to Thailand, and I thought, well, I know of one on the Sunshine Coast, which will be really good just to go and try. Yeah. It just logistically makes it a bit easier for me. So I'll give it a go.
And it feels like less of a commitment. Yeah. Just to go there.
Just to go there, because family, home, life, and all the rest of it,
You're in Australia as well.
It's in Australia. It just cuts down a lot of, but maybe I will find that this might be a yearly thing for me, that I would like to do this. And maybe it won't. Maybe I'll just go, you know what, I'm never doing that again, As I say, I don't hold any expectation. I just see where it all takes me and not get too worried about it and just let it all flow, really, and see.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. I think that is everything on our detox and liver cleanse.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See ya.
Hello, Biohumans, and thank you so much for checking out this 6th episode of the Biohumans podcast. And a big thank you to Ellie for coming on the show today. We had a lot of fun talking about this liver cleanse and going into detail on her biohacks. If you want to check out a few more things about this liver cleanse, we have all the links on our Biohumans website. Just click on podcast and you can see where the book is, a little bit more detail. You can see photos of the stones that actually come out with the cleanse and a couple of links to the other things that we talked about in this episode. In the meantime, if you do like this podcast, please give us a review on iTunes. And if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe. Check us out on YouTube and Instagram. And in the meantime, make sure you keep hacking and evolving daily.